What's up, and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 256. Did you know that, or were you just going as soon as I said numbers?
No, I knew it.
I don't know if you did. I don't know if I believe you.
The reason why I know it is because I just watched our Thursday's podcast.
Why did you watch the last podcast?
Because I realized I didn't get a chance to watch it last Thursday, and I was like, okay, well, we have another podcast today, so I got to go back and...
Huh. I didn't know you went back and listened
Yeah,
to them.
I go to your channel and listen to something.
Sure. I understand, like, the YouTube videos, because you're not in most of them, especially nowadays. But...
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Dude, I've been cooking so long on... So, wonder, if you had to guess... For the Black Ops 3 retrospective, when I write scripts, I don't write them like a movie script, as maybe you should. I write them like an essay, you know, size 11 font, single-spaced, paragraph stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You want to guess how many pages the Black Ops 3 retrospective is? I'll give you a hint. The Infinite Warfare one was 8 pages.
I'm going to give you 11.
18.
Oh my fucking god.
It's going to be a long video.
I guess.
6 pages of that is just me trying to explain the campaign. Like, because it's actually that convoluted and stupid. Like, the reason people don't like Black Ops 3's campaign, to me, isn't because it's not good. I think it's because... Why is my camera so zoomed out? I'll fix it in a second. But I think it is because it's... They did this thing where to try to make a twist similar to like Black Ops 1 and 2, where there's that big, like, shocking twist. They did that again with Black Ops 3. But the way they did that was they just never gave you the information to be able to put it together. So when the twist happens, you're just left sitting there going, wait, what the fuck? Like, wait, what do you mean? Let me just say this. You weren't stupid for not figuring it out. Not only did they not give you the pieces, it's not like you had to play through again to understand it. You needed to read a comic book to understand what was happening in the campaign. This is what happened. It's not the greatest. I gotta fix camera things. Start saying words about something.
Okay. Well, work is boring right now. You could probably guess. Winter times are slow periods, and we have not had a work order in, I don't know, 3 weeks now. So
that didn't work. Keep going. No work order.
Oh Lord. The only thing I've been doing is the weekly stuff, and I felt like an idiot today because I had to do electric meter readings. And one of the electric meter readings is on a Shark meter, which is like a digital meter thing, basically. And I was very confused because 2 months ago it was at like, I don't know, 12,186, and then last month it was at like 12,000, I don't know, 300 and something or whatever, something like that. And this month it was at like 28,000 or something like that. And so I was like, well, that doesn't seem right. And so there's this whole ordeal, and they kept sending it back to me like, you need to reread. And then I sent them a picture. I was like, well, that's what it reads on the meter. Well, I did not realize that on that meter in particular, you were supposed to put, because it had apparently in the past rolled over, and instead of resetting to 0, you're supposed to just add a 1 in front of it.
Oh.
like I'm supposed to know that bullshit. And so they were trying to get mad at me. I'm like, hey, how am I supposed to know which meters have rolled overs and which ones haven't? You know, all the other meters, they're low numbers too. So how am I supposed to know that it had rolled over? The only way I would know that is if the previous dude that did it told me that it rolled over. And he did tell me about it on 2 of them, but he didn't tell me on that one. So yeah, I was like, you can't really get mad at me for it because I didn't know that it doesn't show it on the display. You're just supposed to know, you know?
Well, I can get mad at you because fuck you. Also, sorry for screaming at you last night, but fuck you.
That's okay.
That was annoying. I don't know. I don't think he knew, but he like came in while I was watching the Vikings-Lions game, which was not going well. And he just started being a smartass about it, and I was not having it. I was not okay. I was not having a good time.
I wasn't really being smart. I was just stating the obvious.
That's being a smartass. Welcome to being a smartass. It's nice to have you.
Well, you know, I wasn't happy about it either, okay? I wanted the Vikings to win because, you know, fuck the Lions. But anyway,
yeah, but Sam Darnold fucking sucks now, so.
Well, next week he'll play out of his mind, so.
Probably. Don't care. I think that game told me all I need to know about the future of the Vikings, and
right.
Which is good. We no longer have to pretend Sam Darnold is the future. The future wears number 9.
Right,
and has never lost in the state of Michigan.
It's true. True. But also, at least it kind of stops the dumbasses that were like, oh, now we're going to listen to offers, get rid of, you know.
I don't know if it will stop people because people are ridiculous. Well, because you heard the report yesterday, right?
No.
So on Saturday, no, okay. So on Friday, Mark Wilf, one of the Vikings owners, because the Wilf brothers own the team, Ziggy and Mark. Mark was doing an interview where he was asked about contract extensions for Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi, our GM and our head coach. And he said, yeah, those are getting done. They're getting extended. We're just going to deal with it, you know, once the season ends. Makes sense. And the next day, Jay Glazer comes out and is like, yeah, the Vikings are going to, you know, receive calls on, you know, potentially trading Kevin O'Connell because they haven't given him a contract extension yet. It's like, dude, why is it every offseason, because the Vikings are a well-run organization with no problems, that you have to try to create new drama? Oh, they're going to, people are going to call. They might trade Justin Jefferson. Yeah, that was never happening. Oh, people are going to call. They might trade J.J. McCarthy. Yeah, that's never happening. Well, people are going to call. They might trade. How about you just stop pretending you know what's going on in Minnesota?
Right. It would be stupid. Why? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Well, why haven't you extended him when there's a year left on his contract? Why haven't you extended him?
Because you have a year left on the contract?
Yeah, he's still under contract next year.
Almost like you don't worry about the next contract until it gets to the next contract.
Or at least closer, like.
Or close to it. Like, oh yeah, you know, we're only a few weeks out or month out or whatever. Now we can start talking contract stuff, you know?
Or even a year out. But we're looking at a year and a half still before his contract. Like, give it time. Right. Like, it's fine.
Like my job right now. My job isn't coming to me and talking about my paycheck in 2 months. No, they go monthly, man. And even at that, it's like they only open up the next pending time card for like your next paycheck. They don't sit there and open up the next 7 paychecks so you can debate or mark stuff down. It's not how things work. Because you never know. I might die, or I might decide to go somewhere else within the next month.
Right.
I'm not under contract technically, but
yeah,
same concept.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to like give up on the Vikings as a team, but like also I don't know. If
Right.
Sam Darnold plays like that, I don't think we could beat a high school team. Because the defense played so good. I know people are going to be like, you gave up 31. Yeah, and the Lions offense was held under 150 yards until the fourth quarter when suddenly the defense had been on the field for 45 minutes and they ain't have nothing left. They gave us everything they had, and we had 4 opportunities in the red zone.
That's wild.
And came away with 3 points total.
I watched some of the clips and stuff of like the easy passes to the end zone that would have been touchdowns that he just missed.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, dude.
That's rough.
Sammy fucking sucked.
Sam Darnold should not have went out partying the night before.
Whatever it was, they need to fix that. Cause yeah, I was calling for fucking Nick Mullins and Daniel Jones in the second quarter. I was like, just try something else at this point, because I think it's more demoralizing. Like, I get, well, that could be a huge detriment to Sam Darnold moving forward. It's like, yeah, but the defense playing as well as it did and us getting shithoused like we did is more demoralizing to the rest of the team. If Sam can't figure that out later, then he didn't need to be around anyways. I would rather, at least if you put Mullins in and it goes just as bad, you just go, fuck, we tried. But what if it goes good and you win the game? And guess what? You still just start Darnold next week anyways. He's not going to be that bad again. He won't.
Right.
But it's like, you got to give yourself a shot. Make it seem like you're fighting. Yeah. The one issue I do have is there were 8 red zone plays. There were 8 goal-to-go plays, and we didn't run the ball once. Come on.
Right, you got Cam Akers, you already seen him.
You have Aaron Jones, just fucking do something.
Aaron Jones.
Just do something.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Obviously the Lions have a hard time with runs, so.
Apparently Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War cost $700 million to make. It sold 30 million copies.
Ouch.
Black Ops 3 cost $450 million to make, but sold 43 million copies. Cost about half as much to make and sold, 50% more.
Wow.
Oh, those budgets do span the entire life cycle of the games, though. So for Black Ops 3, that includes, the first year of post-launch content, so your regular DLC cycle. And then for Black Ops 3, that also includes the 2 years later DLC that was just for zombies that created 8 zombies maps for that game, which is the equivalent of 2 other full release games, basically. For zombies maps, obviously.
Right.
So, for Black Ops 3, I kind of understand it, but, $700 million for the shit that was Cold War is insane.
Yeah. And that was a pile of crap, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, yesterday could not have gone worse for me.
Yeah.
The Broncos made the playoffs. The Vikings didn't show up in the game for the 1 seed. Only bad things happened. At least I got to laugh when the Packers lost to the Bears, though.
Yeah,
but also, I have to realize that, the Packers sat their starters at halftime, and it was still, a 2-point game. So, I don't know. Dude, I've so given up now, and it's not actually because I don't think we can play well next week. It's just I remember what happened last time. We had a winning streak and then lost to the Lions and immediately had to travel to L.A. I've seen this film before.
Yeah, it's PTSD.
Yeah. I hope we can go beat the Rams, man.
The picture behind him is starting to fade, and the choppers are starting to fly over, the World War II choppers,
Yeah, Fortunate Son's playing in the background.
Yeah.
I do think. I don't think we would face. I know Dan Campbell after the game ran up to Kevin O'Connell and said, "We'll see you in 2 weeks," as if we'd meet him for the division. I don't think the Bucks and Eagles win next week. I think at least one of them loses in the wild card game.
Right.
Which means we won't be going to Detroit. My perfect vision of the world, I don't want the Packers to win, but I need them to for my perfect vision, you see. Packers beat the Eagles. Commanders beat the Bucks, meaning we get a home playoff game for the divisional against the Commanders. And then you get Packers-Lions. Lions probably win that. We beat the Commanders. And, yeah, we have to go back to Detroit. I think it goes better next time. I know the scoreboard looks bad, and I know I'm being Mr. Moral Victory. I learned this from Jacob Discusses Athletics. But I don't think this is actually a moral victory thing. I think up until the fourth quarter, that game was closer than what the scoreboard says. Actually, I'm willing to say if Darnold could have hit a couple throws, it's a blowout in the other direction.
Right.
The Lions did not feel like they were in that. Darnold just could not give us what we needed. Also,
you were in the red zone 4 fucking times. Imagine if he hits half of those.
4 times, and we walked away with 3 points total. Like, if you hit 2 of those, suddenly you walked away with 17 points. You know, hit all of them, you walked away with 24, and it's sick. The issue is you couldn't hit the one because Reichard missed a field goal. Other thing, cut him. Bring John Parker Romo back right now. I don't care. Reichard is 10 of 16 in field goals over the last couple of weeks and has now committed 2 penalties on kickoffs by kicking the ball out of bounds. That cannot happen.
Yeah, you have one
I have
shot.
never done that. Most high school kickers have never done that. He's done it twice in 2 weeks. Out. Something happened after the injury. Something's not right. I'm not saying... Fucking put him back on injured reserve because I promise he's still hurt. That has to be what it is. And if it's not, who cares? But John Parker Romo was awesome and doesn't currently have any issues. So let's bring him back.
Right.
Because I do not trust Will Reichard to...
Yeah, that's also another PTSD rolling back in.
Yeah. Especially... well. And watching how he's kicked the last 2 weeks, I don't know how anyone can believe he's got it right now. Right. And that sucks. And I don't think Reichard's career is over. I don't think he's Blair Walsh. I think you could make him become that if you throw him out there for a playoff game and he inevitably misses that big kick to win the game. I can see that now. The NFC Championship game against the Lions. Sam drives us down the field. Reichard's going to make the kick. We're going to go to the Super Bowl, and he's going to miss it wide left. And Reichard's career will be over. Not because no team will sign him, but because that's the story of Vikings kickers. So, go get John Parker Romo again. I'm upset that it hasn't already happened. Yeah. So how do you feel about basically having a bye week in the playoffs for your team, but then getting the Ravens the next week, basically no matter what?
Well, I don't think it's going to be like a bye week, but...
The Broncos aren't a football team, man. If that game is close, execute every player on the Bills. They don't deserve to be alive. Actually.
I mean, Broncos don't have that shit of a defense.
No, it's a good defense, but they have an atrocious offense. I don't care. I know. They put up 38 against the Chiefs. Yeah, against the Chiefs practice squad. Shut up.
Right.
The Broncos, that was the second game all season that they've won against a team with a record over 500. They are 2-7 in games against teams with a record over 500. The Broncos are not a good football team. Congrats. You beat Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz. Those are the teams you beat that are over 500. Good job.
I don't want to be like, oh, it's a bye, or I just don't want to overlook a shitty team and then get knocked off in the first round of the playoffs. That's my thing.
Oh, dude, if they lose to the Broncos, I am starting narratives that Josh Allen cannot win big games. You lost to Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Sean Payton, the definition of a man who cannot win big games. You're going to lose to
Well,
that guy?
It's coming from a guy that can't win in overtime ever in his life.
That's
in his,
true. We
his
did
NFL
talk about
career.
this. Yeah.
I think there's a concern to be had.
There is.
And I love Josh Allen, don't get me wrong, but I will point out flaws when there's flaws,
My big thing for this playoff run, because you know me, I'm going to be rooting for the Ravens on the AFC side because I love Lamar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just demand that the Ravens play Ravens football this time around. I swear to God, if they get to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs and I watch Lamar not be Lamar again, I'm going to lose it. Oh, hey, a wide open rushing lane. He could pick up 40 yards, but he just hung in there for an extra 30 seconds and threw an incompletion. It's like, just play your game, man. Just play your game. Because your game beats the Chiefs every time. It actually does. It should have to open the season this year, but Isaiah Likely wore the wrong size shoe. I'm still a little upset about that.
Right.
The wrong sized shoe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know we're gonna get shithoused by the Ravens.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you got once you lock Lamar Jackson down, then you got Derrick Henry, who's having an incredible season.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it? I mean, and we got a shit defense. Like, and the Ravens have a decent defense, and I mean,
the Ravens.
So
I found the coolest thing earlier. I want to see if I can find this tweet again. But so I saw somebody talking about teams in their games against playoff teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't a tweet. Maybe it was a TikTok. Let me go look. Oh. Okay, yeah. It's got to be a TikTok. There's like a single thing. Okay, so I found the chart. So it's a thing of like, nope, that's against every team, and that's not what I want. But it's like your average points per drive and points allowed per drive against playoff teams. Which I've talked a lot of shit on the Ravens defense because it's not very good. But it's also been the best in terms of, God dang it, I am so sorry. But in terms of points allowed per drive against playoff teams. So performance versus playoff teams, the Chiefs had 9 games against playoff teams. Scoring 2.19 points per drive against playoff teams, which is in the 71st percentile, so well above average. And then allowing 2.14 points per drive, which is the 81st percentile. So their defense is better than their offense. We all kind of knew that. The Bills, points per drive against playoff teams, now only in 5 games, which is the least among like all playoff teams. They have not played a lot of other playoff teams. But they are scoring 2.78 points per drive, which is 97th percentile, like best in the league at scoring against other playoff teams. But they're also allowing 2.98 points per drive against playoff teams, which is bottoms in the league. Against playoff teams, they have the best offense, but the worst defense. Like, just the worst. It's atrocious. You're allowing basically a field goal per drive.
Yikes.
Yeah. In those 5 games. Now, the Ravens are the team that is better than the Bills offensively, averaging 2.82 points per drive against playoff teams in 10 games against playoff teams. So a really high number. They've played one of the hardest schedules. But they're also only allowing 1.69 points per drive against playoff teams. They are the best in both of those metrics. Against playoff teams, the Ravens are just better so far this year, which is kind of wild. That is not normally how that goes. But it's also funny because you look at the Ravens and it's like, yeah, who'd they lose to? The Raiders.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, and who'd they beat? Oh, the Bills. They beat the fuck out of them, actually. Like,
yeah. Now, granted, that was really early Bills. before they kind of got a little fire under them. But
Fair.
I don't know if it would have made a difference or not. But I mean,
So, and then you've got teams like the Texans in 6 games versus playoff teams, 1.36 points per drive. That is nearly bottom of the league. They're like the 6th percentile, which in this case is bad. And allowing 2.42 points per drive, which is 45th percentile. So right about middle. That's not good. Their offense sucks and their defense is middle of the pack. Fucking box elder bugs. It was crawling on me and it freaked me out.
yep, that happens here too.
Yeah.
Don't know how to get in, but they do.
Yeah. And then in the NFC, the Lions are 84th percentile in points per drive and then 77th in points allowed. The Vikings are fucking weird. They are, I got to find them again. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? What the heck? But I believe they are 68th percentile offensively in points per drive and 68th percentile defensively in points allowed per drive. They are the definition of we are the 10th best offense and the 10th best defense. That's it. We are better than you at most things, but like they are the balanced team where everybody else, it's like, no, one's more of a strength than the other. Minnesota's just like, no, we are just as good across the board. Thank you.
We are balanced as all things should be.
Yep, perfectly balanced. Oh, that means we're winning the Super Bowl. No, it doesn't.
I hope.
The Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes. He's going to go for the head.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's also a world in my mind where the Chiefs get bounced in the divisional after resting for 3 fucking weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to work as well as they think it's going to. I talked about this last week. I don't think resting that much is a good idea. I don't know if it was a good idea for like the Bills and Rams to have rested this week. I really don't. I think rest, while it can be needed, I also feel like it's a little overrated. Because if you're a little injured, that honestly might just make you more sore because you're not continuing to work through it.
Right.
Like that is like a thing. You stop working through it and suddenly that ankle sprain, it's like, man, it's really hard to walk now. Whereas like before it like kind of hurt, but I could do it. Now it's like, I can't move right.
Right. I don't know. My thing is like, if you got bumps and bruises and stuff like that, a couple weeks will help.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's
especially
fair.
like Josh, where he got smacked in the funny bone. That one game,
he gets that shit a lot.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is, me speaking from experience, that shit actually fucking hangs with you for a while, and if you don't just sit there and let it heal, it just continues to bug the shit out of you. It's not really like a debilitating injury; it's just an injury that bugs you. You know what I mean? And then, heaven forbid, it ever gets fucking hit again.
Yeah.
You know, while it's still bruised. Oh. Yeah, I remember playing one of our playoff games, and I got the ball, was running, and I went through the line of scrimmage, and this kid like dived at me, and I made a cut, and his helmet perfectly clipped my funny bone, and my whole arm felt like it was on fire.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. I can't even explain to you. I've never hit my funny bone that hard, and it just like instantly my whole arm felt like fire ants were biting it.
Valid.
And it took probably, I don't know, 15 minutes before my hand started like, you know, I started actually getting feeling where it wasn't on fire.
Yeah.
That injury actually sucks.
So, Wonder, you want to go to TwitchCon with me again this year?
I couldn't if I wanted to.
Why not?
I will not have enough time.
No? You don't think so?
I won't. No. Well, I mean,
let me see how many days. Well, so you wouldn't actually have to take that much time, I think. I got to double check what days I'm there. But I booked my hotel from October 16th through the 20th, which is October 16th is a Thursday. If you got lucky and it was your Phoenix Friday week, which is impossible to truly figure out, but if you got lucky and it was that, you'd already be off Friday. Saturday and Sunday are already off days, so you'd have to take 2 days. You've got 2 days of time.
Yeah. I don't know if I have the money to go.
Well, the hotel's
do
already
something
booked.
like that.
You're going to have to sleep on, I think it's a pull-out couch, but you'd have to sleep on that.
I get that, but my thing is I didn't have to pay for much
Yeah, I know.
in Vegas, and I still, even without gambling, I still spent $600.
Yeah.
So I don't have
One
that.
important thing, San Diego is not that expensive.
Fair enough.
Especially
but I'm
with
also
where the hotel, well, here's the other big thing. So even if the hotel wasn't as close as I had booked it this time, because I looked at a map, I actually know where it is this time, unlike Vegas. But also, San Diego has this cool thing called sidewalks. You can actually walk San Diego, unlike Vegas. So, because last year, our hotel in San Diego this last time was farther away than our hotel in Vegas was. But you could walk there. Now, that walk fucking sucked for one reason. Where our hotel was on, I swear to God, the only hill in this city. And it was perfectly vertical for some reason for the last 2 blocks. So you'd walk a mile, and then the final 2 blocks are like fucking Everest, dude. That's how it felt, at least. It's like, fuck. Because you'd like go walk around the convention all day. Because I'd Uber in the morning because I'm fucking lazy. And it's just tough getting an Uber out of the convention. You remember that from Vegas. It's like, it's annoying.
Yeah.
So you just walk home. But it's like you just walked around all day. Yep. So you just walked around all day, and now you got to walk this mile. So it's not like you're tired just from the walk to the hotel. That wouldn't be that much. But you've been walking around all day, and now it's like you finally see the sign for the hotel, but it's like way up there. And it's like,
yeah, your calves are burning by the time you get there.
Every time, dude, every time. But we just kept doing that walk because it's like we couldn't get Ubers half the time. But like being an actual walkable city, it was pretty great. Can't lie.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this time, hotel's in a better spot.
Anybody that you know going to it?
Well, I'm sure people will, but right now I have no idea. I booked like a psycho, so.
Fair enough. I didn't know if you had
I got scared and
out there.
panicky because hotels looked like they were selling out because this is the 10th anniversary of TwitchCon. So it's like gonna be one people are trying to be at. So I wanted to get my stuff booked more quickly than
the 10th and last anniversary before World War III and we all die.
maybe. But it's tough because I can't even look at plane tickets yet because I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna be in October.
Right.
It would suck to, get a plane ticket out of Denver and then be living somewhere else. It's like, well, fuck. I now have to fly back to Denver to get my plane to. This is stupid. So, gotta wait. I'm upset. I thought I found the apartment I wanted. And then I went to show people and it was no longer on Zillow. I was like, it was so nice though.
Someone else decided it was nice also.
I mean, yeah. I get it. Uh-oh, what's out of stock? Oh, not the purple one.
Honestly, if I were you, I wouldn't even you look at them and whatever, but I wouldn't even consider getting anything until you're actually going to get it.
Yeah, I know.
Because everything you look at, even 3 days before you decide, I'm going to get something, is going to be gone. And new stuff's going to be available,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. That's
That's how housing works.
It was your
Around
fault. I was looking last week because we got talking about it on the fucking podcast.
Sorry, man. I'm just excited for you.
Me too.
I'm gonna be bored out of my fucking mind when you're not here.
I mean, not much is going to change. Ever since you got this new job, we don't fucking talk.
I know, but
We talk here. And guess what? This is still going to happen. So,
right, I get that. But I mean, like, hey, come over. What are you doing tonight? Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, come over and have supper and
play cards.
do a video or
That was
play
pretty fun.
cards or
That was
that
fun.
was pretty fun. I will say that was a very interesting game, nerds.
Oh, yeah. We're
Very
going to have to do that
intense.
again.
Indeed.
We're doing it at least one more time before I move. That's for sure.
Okay. I also wonder, like, that was a lot of people playing. Is
I
it
think
still
that's
as
fine.
intense?
It actually gets more intense, I think, when there's lower numbers of
'Cause
people.
everybody sees it better.
Yeah, I think part of the thing is that table is really weird for what we were doing.
Right. It's
Especially me at the end. All of the cards were really far away for me.
right.
We gotta sort that out a little better next time, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Tonight we get the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Oh boy.
I have it loaded up on my computer currently. Because I think once we end the podcast, which will be after Raw starts, but that's fine. I think I'm just going to start my stream and react to Raw because now I can finally watch it. I never,
well, there
because
you
I
go.
didn't have cable before, so I could not watch Raw as it happened. Now I
Oh,
can.
I see.
Now I could. It's time for Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw on Netflix, though, for the first night kind of sucks. Okay, it doesn't suck. There's a lot of really cool matches. They basically made this like a WrestleMania card. Just because
Yeah.
Netflix just spent so much money to get WWE, they have to try. So, like, guys who aren't even normally on Raw are going to be there. Like, Roman Reigns has a match on Monday Night Raw. The last time he wrestled on free TV, I swear to God, was 6 years ago.
Holy shit.
Because Roman isn't, Roman's the draw. He doesn't wrestle on free television, but he is tonight.
Right.
But there's only like one women's segment total tonight. It's like,
Aw.
why though? Io Sky's not even going to be on the first Raw, and she's like the best wrestler in the company. What are we doing? This is stupid. Oh, but Logan Paul's going to make an appearance. Fucking woo. Apparently, The Rock's also going to show up. Also, John
Wow.
Cena kicks off his retirement tour, and that's just sad.
Can't
'Cause
see me because I'm retired.
the last ride is now, and that's sad.
Mhm.
So apparently, John Cena wants to not be like every other wrestler, which I appreciate. He's like, no, I'm announcing my retirement tour now. December 2025 will be the last time I ever step foot in a ring to wrestle. It's the last time you're going to see me in the jean shorts and the shirt and the sweatbands and all of it. You see me in this ring again, it's going to be in a suit. And it's just to talk. Because this is it. He's like, because he has said in interviews, he's like, I don't want to be one of those guys where you're watching him in the ring and you go, man, that's not John Cena. It's like, I want the lasting memory to be me.
Right.
As much as I wish I could get in there and wrestle every single day still. I do. I just know I can't. So it's going to be fun to spend a year speculating on what, this is his final WrestleMania coming up. Who's his Mania opponent going to be? It's the last time he's ever going to do that. Who's his final match going to be against? I don't know. I think the answer to both should be Randy Orton or Edge if he comes back, but I don't think that's happening. It sucks. We're also getting a feud kicking off tonight that I thought was going to wait until WrestleMania. They are just kicking things onto this Raw just because Netflix spent so much money, and I find it really funny. Like, I bet by the end of the year,
here's a lot of money. Make it a boom.
I bet, like, after WrestleMania happens, when they do the draft and people get shuffled from show to show, I bet Roman Reigns is, like, moved to Monday Night Raw from SmackDown, where he's been for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because Netflix wants the draw. And Roman showing up on TV and saying 5 words is more of a draw than basically any other wrestler. It's actually insane. Like, people will hear, oh, Roman's going to be on SmackDown. You know he's just talking. He's just going to go talk some shit. But
Right.
that suddenly is the highest viewed SmackDown in like 3 months. It's like, dude, Roman's just different. I don't know, man. Which is wild, because I remember the time when everybody hated Roman Reigns. Because they did. He used to get booed out of buildings, and not in the like, oh, he's a bad guy, we have to boo him, but in the like, get this loser the fuck off my screen type shit. People did not like Roman. And then he got diagnosed with cancer, and people felt bad and started to like him. But then WWE, when he came back, didn't change his booking, so he started getting booed again. And then he disappeared for a while, and then he finally came back and turned heel, and here we are. He became the bad guy, and everybody loves
Became
it.
the bad guy.
Yep.
All right.
And then you get the clip of him. It's my favorite thing to send people on TikTok. He's like choking out Edge, and he's like looking into the camera, and I'm choking the life out of him. My arms are extra big, and it's the goofiest shit, but he just talks shit all the time. It's funny. The crowd will be booing him, and he just looks at him and, y'all better shut your mouths or I'll come out there and smack all your asses.
Right. Everybody loves a good Joker.
Roman's funny, dude. I
Good
love
villain.
Roman Reigns. I liked him before. When everybody hated him, I liked him, though. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I saw what he could have been, not what he was, which I feel like is a lot of the reasons I like, players in different sports or, wrestlers in general.
Right.
It's like, man, he could be so good if given the opportunity. You know who is so good after being given the opportunity? Bryce Young. He's fucking awesome.
He is doing good.
I love that. Did you see his one touchdown pass where he threw it, and
Yeah.
while he was in the air, he turned and touchdown?
We already knew it was a touchdown.
I was like, I love
his
that.
Receiver couldn't have been more wide open.
I
Just standing there in the end zone.
we would have got that stupid, the meme of Nick Young, right? The Lakers player who he shoots the three and turns around and does this and is walking away and it misses and it rims out. It's like, I'm glad we don't have another one of those memes, because that's what that would have turned into. Him turning touchdown and Tommy Tremble just drops the ball.
Right.
been
It's
so
like he's
funny.
like this, and the ball's on the ground in the background.
Oh,
or his players in the background getting folded.
yeah.
That would have been a funny meme, honestly.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's going to be on Raw.
Uh-oh. It's a
Dwayne
rock going in hard.
"The Rock" the Foundation Johnson. That is probably how that's going to go. I'm intrigued. But, yeah. So, John Cena, yeah, his retirement promo was good. I don't know why I'm suddenly talking about wrestling. Well, I do. It's on my screen.
Right. Well, and you haven't talked about it on here in a while.
Yeah. It's because I don't know. It's been hard to care.
Right.
They keep bullying Finn Balor.
He deserves it.
He doesn't, though. The GOAT
Absolutely.
doesn't deserve this. The GOAT doesn't deserve it.
He's not even the greatest in the last century.
He's the GOAT. I don't know. Roman
not
might be the
even.
GOAT. What is this?
You in any group chats, like, with your family?
We have them, but we don't use them like ever. Mom uses them to send pictures sometimes, but that's it.
Oh, well, consider yourself lucky.
Why?
My group chat drives me nuts.
Why?
Because right now they're talking about, so my brother's like remodeling his house, like the interior of his house. He's done all new hardwood floor and a new tile, new cabinets, everything, and he's doing it all himself. Like, he's breaking down the cabinets, sanding it, refinished. He's pretty much done, but he's doing the tile and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going over like sizes, and my mom's like, well, what's this? And then, well, is that going to be big enough? Well, what's, and it's just constant bloop, 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 bloop. My freaking phone never shuts up for hours on end. They're just talking about stuff that literally they answered that question in the first thing, and then they just keep asking the question, even though they already know the answer to it. It's like,
Hey, Seamus.
you realize you're in a group chat.
No.
Like, love y'all, but you don't need to text 477 times. Just individually text each other. You can do that. You don't need to do it in the group chat. I don't care what size of tile you are buying.
What do you mean you don't care?
I'll care when I walk in there and go, oh man, it looks really nice. I don't need to know what went into it.
Oh man, it looks really nice. What size tiles?
Yeah, is that 13 by 12? Wow.
Oh God.
You cut out the outlets by yourself? Man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being an asshole. Which is completely plausible.
Bro just doesn't want his family to talk to each other, you know?
I don't mind talking to each other. It's just the same substance for hours on end. Like, come up with something better to talk about other than tile. Like, come on.
Other than tile. Oh.
Especially when it's like 11 o'clock at night sometimes.
Guys, Raw's starting. Ooh.
I'll show you, Raw. I mean, what?
Heyo.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I have been an asshole all day. I had one of my coworkers lost their CAT card.
Okay.
Which is like a state ID type thing that they use to scan to get in gates, security gates. Anyway, he lost the card. He calls me, and I'm at our state computer lab, basically. And I'm looking at, he's like, you seen a card laying around at my computer? And I'm like, no, I don't see anything or whatever, And he's like, God, I don't know what I did with that thing. And I was like, it's probably right where you dropped it. And he's like, thanks a lot. You're an asshole. And I'm like, yeah,
True.
I know. And then we ran into each other a few minutes later, and I'm like, oh, Ron, I found your card. And he goes, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's right here. He's like, you're a fucking asshole. And I'm like, yeah. And then I felt bad. And then he found his card. It was in the side-by-side he was sitting in earlier.
Nice.
So I was like, see, it was right where you left it. Like I said.
So, speaking of other football things, NFL teams are weird. The Raiders aren't moving on from their coach.
Really?
Yeah. And then the Giants are keeping their coach and GM. The GM part surprises me, but whatever. The Colts are keeping everybody when I didn't think they would. Though the Colts I kind of understand, because you run it back with Steichen and this GM and Anthony Richardson for a third year. If Richardson sucks, you get to wipe the slate clean. New GM, new coach, new quarterback. You're not sticking a GM and coach with a quarterback for a year and then going, oh, well, this quarterback actually sucks. Now we got to go find a new one. And there's already a stain on the QB or on the GM and head coach. So that one I kind of understand. The Jaguars did fire Doug Peterson, though, which is good. But that's like kind of been it. There have been really no new.
Didn't the Patriots
Yes.
coach get fired?
Yes.
They didn't even let him celebrate the fucking win against the Bills. It was just
he didn't deserve celebration. What are we doing?
I mean, damn, bro. Like, give them a day. Like, hey, they won one. I know it was against second stringers, but still.
We're getting a weird intro-y thing for Raw, which is good. That means I'm not missing anything important.
No.
Sorry. I got distracted. No, so the thing with Gerard Mayo, he didn't deserve anything good. He
deserved to be fired, but
well, so he did this thing this year. I still don't think he's the worst about it. I think the Colts head coach has been the worst about it. But like after every game, if my rookie quarterback wasn't so shit at everything he fucking does, we'd win games. Being your response to the media and not taking any accountability as the defensive head coach coaching the second worst defense in football, that's on you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Your offense was actually about average, which isn't really good to say, but like, Come on. The thing you are supposed to be the coach of is the thing that is worst on the team.
Yeah,
That's
you can
not
figure
good.
it out. Come on.
So, yeah, it's tough. But I think the one that we all need to be waiting on is whether the Cowboys are bringing back McCarthy or not. His contract is up on the 14th, so they don't technically have to fire him, but you'd want to announce that he was gone so you could look for a coach, I think.
Right.
So I don't know.
Open the door up at least.
Yeah. It's weird.
I don't know. I just thought of something. Did you play the music?
Yeah.
Good.
Browns GM Andrew Berry announced that Deshaun Watson suffered a setback in his recovery from his torn Achilles. It's too early to tell how it affects his timeline and availability for 2025. Hopefully he's just not available for 2025.
Right.
Hopefully, same with
I know you
Jameis
paid
Winston.
a lot of money for him. Can you just not play him?
Right?
Please.
It's tough.
In fact, can you figure out a way to burn his contract?
Can you just figure out a way to burn him? I mean, what?
I mean, valid, but
oof. The Dolphins also aren't moving on from their coach or GM. A lot of teams are just deciding to stand pat. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's really working out for him.
I mean, who knows? Zay Flowers is hurt.
Yeah. Also, Tyreek Hill is going somewhere else, so.
Yeah. Get ready to learn Chiefs, buddy.
Minnesota Vikings.
That'd be sick. He's from Minnesota. So, like, he could be a wide receiver 3.
Could you afford him?
I don't know. Depending on what you trade, maybe you just make... Oh, God, that really was the ring map for this? Hold on, I got to send you something on Twitter. Oh, my God, I didn't think it was real. Oh, my God. I didn't think this was real. I'm sorry. The mat for Monday Night Raw. So for SmackDown, it's just solid blue now. I'm sending it to you on Twitter. I just got to find your stupid name. There you are. Sent. For Monday Night Raw, there's like, let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ads. Oh, wait. There are 8 ads, I think, or 9. But some are repeated. So there's only, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So there is still like 9 ads.
Oh, Fortnite.
There's a giant Fortnite logo in the middle of the ring.
Interesting.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
I didn't think it was real, man. I thought it was fake. I really did. But it's not fake. Oh. It's for realsies.
It's for real.
Oh.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
They also changed the way the microphones look. Instead of being like, they always added the like WWE symbol in the little square thing around the center of the microphones.
Uh-huh.
Well, now it's just like a cylinder and says Raw on it. Wow. Pyro. That is a lot of pyro. Jesus Christ. Look at how much my face is flash. Oh, well. It stopped.
I can see it.
That was a lot of pyro. My God. All right, that was fun. Yikes, dude.
Ugh.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything else to say. You got words?
Not really. I just gotta be ready to travel. So,
bro's gotta travel.
Yep. Go play me some volleyball.
I don't know. I keep seeing. Yeah, I would love to have that. I want Ashton Genty. I'm sorry.
Can't have him.
So I saw
Bill's got him.
somebody just tweeted, they're like, imagine this Vikings offense with a running back like Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson. It's like, what about Ashton Genty? I would like an Ashton Genty, please.
Yeah, you get to see him now in the purple uniform, just standing back there,
Menacingly.
Yeah. standing back there
Hey,
like
man.
he just pooped his pants like a toddler.
We need a running back because, I mean, J.J. McCarthy sure knows how to hand off. That's what everybody tells me. Hey, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is the first guy on my screen. Well, Triple H was the first guy on my screen, but now it's The Rock. Apparently we're back in 1998. Who knew? Who knew?
I was one.
I was one. Ugh. But how does he give himself goosebumps like that? He talks about how he gets goosebumps every time he walks out into the crowd, but he like actually always does. The camera like zooms in and you like, how does he make sure he has goosebumps? What happens the first time he doesn't? Does he just like quit? Like what happens? How does this work?
I don't know, maybe he's got a disease and he's actually like got what they call like chicken skin or something.
Maybe.
It's just always that way.
Maybe. But, well, all right. I guess that's a good spot to call it.
I suppose.
I guess. Without further ado, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.